What's good, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge, your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. I apologize for the little late start, tech issues at StreamYard, the platform that we are using, so our apologies. Now, yesterday was a great example of a really good day that turned into a really bad day. That's what we talk about, bankroll management. So many, you wouldn't consider them bad beats, but they looked great, and then they didn't. Astros and Phillies that I had, 7 runs through 5 innings. No runs for the last 4. That's how brutal sometimes it can be. And believe me, I was sitting there going, can we score at least 1 for the push? And it just never materialized. So that is a Tuesday, but this is Bounce Back Wednesday, and I bring 2 of my OGs to the party today. And we do have 2 OGs. First and foremost, live from just south of London, England, he is the guru, Martin W. Green. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, Coach. Good morning to you. Delighted to be on the show as always. Still celebrating after a last-minute Tottenham goal in their Champions League game. Got me a win at +135 yesterday. So that brought me back into a positive territory for the day. Hoping for a bit of success on the final round of group stage games today.
I got to tell you, with you on today, buckets on yesterday. By the way, there will be no Turtleneck Tuesday next week for me because Liverpool decided to score late in that game. Now, he's been all over the NFL trade deadline. We'll get to in a second. But first and foremost, he is the maestro. He is the OG on this show. Larry Hartstein, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Great to be on with you. Great to be here with the guru. Let's get right to it.
All right, let's go. You never know. Every day is a big day for us. Don't forget today, also, we get you set for the college football week. Matching tonight, 2 games, but AB and the boys will be here at 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then a very special Breeders' Cup preview show at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. You know, Michelle and Gene will go at it one-on-one, and I'll be there to call all the shots. All right, let's get into it. Storylines that could affect the betting lines. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of storylines in this particular sphere, Maestro, because yesterday it seemed like every single second there was somebody else getting traded. Very unusual. What's the fallout look from a betting perspective?
Yeah, it was a blockbuster NFL trade deadline, 10 major moves approximately. I mean, we've almost never seen anything like it, and it was thrilling. But surprisingly, Caesars reporting no significant futures odds movements, but it's a different story at DraftKings. They adjusted the Dolphins down from 35-1 to 30-1 to win it all, 18-1 down to 16-1 in terms of the conference. Their division odds also got shorter because they added Bradley Chubb. This is a guy, an elite pass rusher in his prime, 5.5 sacks already, which would lead the Dolphins. And they also got Jeff Wilson, reuniting him with Mike McDaniel because they gave up Chase Edmonds in the Bradley Chubb deal. They're going all in. You know, they've got Hill, they've got Waddle, they've got Tua. Their offense is clicking. Now they get a huge piece on defense. Very exciting. And you look at this line for this week at Chicago. Bradley Chubb will be on the field. The rain is not in the forecast anymore, but the wind still could be an issue to slow down that Dolphins offense. But we're seeing, you know, initially 4.5. Now we're up to 5. Some books already to 5.5. I think people want to get on this Dolphins train. I'm thinking 5.5 might close as high as 6 if the wind clears up, because this Dolphins team is so exciting. I agree with the move. Look what the Rams did last year with Von Miller. I mean, you get an elite pass rusher, it can make the difference. So, wow, the AFC is really stacked right now.
I tell you what, a lot of those teams making those changes are pushing for the playoffs. Almost every single one that made those big plays and the lines that are being adjusted. But in the Champions League, Martin W. Green, there's only uno spot remaining, which makes betting on these games today very, very difficult. Enlighten us, sir.
Yes, that's correct, Coach. The Champions League equivalent of the playoffs is the knockout stage, and it's divided into 8 groups of 4. The top 2 teams in each group qualify for the round of 16. Then you have the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the final. 15 out of the 16 teams have already secured a place in that aforementioned round of 16. Just 1 remaining berth up for grabs, and it will be taken by either AC Milan or Red Bull Salzburg, who face one another in a winner-takes-all clash in the San Siro today. Should be a really exciting game. Chelsea have already won Group E. They're guaranteed to finish top, leaving just Milan and Salzburg to fight it out for the runner-up spot. Milan currently hold the advantage as they're 1 point clear of Salzburg heading into today's match. A draw would be enough to see them through to the knockout stage, whereas only a win will suffice for Salzburg. So they really need to go for broke in this game. It should hopefully lead to a really open and entertaining match. There's a few other interesting matches taking place across Europe where teams are fighting to finish top of their group and theoretically secure a gentler, less taxing game in the round of 16. But that's the really big one to look out for, AC Milan versus Salzburg. I'm going to break that down with you guys a little bit later on.
All right, two of those games at 1:40. A little different start time today for those Champions League. 1:45 Eastern, and then 4 p.m. Eastern time for the other 6 remaining. But be very careful. Several articles at SportsLine on a few of these games today. If you're a SportsLine member, then you can go get those right now free of charge. If you are not a SportsLine member, what are you doing? We want all of you. So use the promo code EARLY, and I'll give you 30 days for free. You can check out all my cappers, all the simulations, everything as we continue to grow in such a positive way. Now, let's get to our board. One play today. I told you there was college football tonight, didn't I? Last night, how close did we come? Well, Buffalo had the ball inside the 15 twice in the fourth quarter and came away with no points. But tonight, we don't think that's going to happen. Western Michigan Bowling Green over 48. Our Sims are very, very bullish on this play, and there's nothing better than a Wednesday night cash in college football. But Martin Green, you, Buckets, Brant Sutton, our silent assassin, you guys are getting ready for a big 2 months, and I'm ready for it here at the Early Edge. So today, if you don't mind, lead the charge. What 2 plays do you have for us?
Certainly, Coach. Yeah, it's going to be a very big 2 months with the club soccer season pausing, and then the World Cup takes centre stage later this month and runs until almost till Christmas. The USA are in the mix, so should be a really interesting tournament. But we still have some Champions League business to take care of before then. And I'm going with the game I mentioned before. It is AC Milan versus Salzburg, and I've gone for both teams to score. Your favourite bet in that one, AC Milan have failed to keep a single clean sheet in their last 6 home games in the Champions League. That should provide Salzburg with encouragement as they prepare for this really vital clash. The Austrian champions have been uncharacteristically cautious thus far in the competition. They've only scored 5 goals and they've only conceded 5 goals in their 5 matches. But we're much more accustomed to seeing them play this gung-ho style of football where they commit men forward, they take loads of risks, they score goals, they leave gaps at the back, and they also concede. And it's really entertaining. And I think they're going to have to revert to that approach today because a draw is no good for them. They have to win this game. AC Milan may be tempted to sit back and play for a 0-0 draw, which would see them advance to the round of 16. But that's a really risky and dangerous approach. They have conceded 7 goals in 5 Champions League matches so far this season. Their confidence may have taken a bit of a knock when they lost 2-1 to Torino in Serie A at the weekend too. So things aren't looking great for them defensively, but they're very, very talented going forward, led by Rafael Leao, as they showed by scoring 4 times against Dynamo Zagreb last week. So I think both teams to score does look like a really appealing option in this match. It did finish 1-1 when they met in Salzburg. I think we could see a similar result this time around. My other pick, I am going to Israel, where Maccabi Haifa are hosting Benfica. Benfica from Portugal, they've already wrapped up qualification for the knockout stage of the competition. They've delivered a really impressive string of results so far. They beat Maccabi Haifa in Lisbon. They drew home and away with the mighty PSG. And they beat Juventus at home and on the road, defying odds of plus 300 to qualify for the knockout stage of the tournament. That was one of our futures picks on the Champions League show, so very happy about that. It's generally beneficial to progress to the knockout stage as the group winner rather than the group runner-up, because it theoretically means you earn a less taxing clash in the round of 16. PSG are narrowly ahead of Benfica on goal difference as things stand, but that could all change if Benfica pull off a heavy victory against Maccabi Haifa in this match. They're unbeaten in all competitions so far this season. If they field a strong starting 11 today, it's really hard to see Maccabi Haifa coping with their attacking threat. The Israeli team have lost 4 out of their 5 group stage games so far. They're coming off a 7-2 defeat to PSG. Confidence levels could be low. So if Benfica take this game seriously, the odds on an away win look really tempting. So I'm just going for a straight money line win for Benfica.
I tell you all the time, educate and entertain. My man Buckus in the chat said, Martin's voice is like the coffee that I drink in the morning. Sometimes it's so smooth, it's like I can't even hear it sometimes. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, I've got one big play today, and I couldn't believe it when I was preparing for the show. I went to the World Series, and yes, I had a bad beat last night. 7 runs in 5 innings. We should have soared to the over. That didn't happen. But did you watch the game? Did you feel the energy in the crowd? Did you feel? It's like something I haven't seen in a very, very long time, almost willing the Phillies to a victory. So I went and looked at the odds, and SportsLine backs me up here. Plus 1.5 for Philly is only minus 165. Now, I get it. That's a little higher juice than we like to give out here on the show, but you're going to give me a run? Home team, Aaron Nola on the mound. The last time he pitched, 6 2/3, 0 runs. Now, I know Javier was good too, but you're going to give me that 1 run. You got to win by 2 on the road. I'll take the Phillies all day at minus 165 plus 1.5. All right, Maestro. Everybody knows that when you're on the show, the last spot, it is yours. It's called the Maestro spot for a reason. So, sir, let me get out of the way. The floor is yours.
All right, let's go out west to the Portland Trailblazers. Kind of a shocking start. 5-1 straight up, 5-1 against the spread under Chauncey Billups. And there's no Damian Lillard tonight. They're getting 4.5 points from the Grizzlies, who definitely can light it up. And Moran is averaging 33 points. But defensively, the Grizzlies are terrible. You take away garbage time, they're the second worst defensive team in the league. And when Lillard is out, Anthony Simons usually goes off. In fact, over the last 3 games, 17 of 35 from deep. Nurkic is playing well. The rookie Sharp is playing well. I just think it's too many points. You look at Memphis's 4 wins come against teams that are 5-17. This is going to be a close game. I'll take the Blazers. Give me the points.
It is so weird to look down at my standings, and you see Phoenix at the top at 6-1, right? And then right below them, half game back, the Trailblazers at 5-1. Great start. All that information Maestro just gave you. Great start. We'll take them plus the 4.5 today. Do not forget, we have 1, 2, 3 more shows today here at the Brand. The college football show at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Our Breeders' Cup special, I believe 4 p.m. Eastern time. Then also we have Early Edge and 5 somewhere in there. We'll tweet it out so you know, sure. But the easiest thing that you can do, turn on your notifications. So every time one of our shows starts, you get notified and you can see all of it. You don't want to miss that Breeders' Cup show today with Gene and Michelle. But with that being said, there's only one thing left to do. That's grab your paper and grab your pencils, because there is a recap courtesy of Jake the Snake. Little off this morning. Let's go, Maestro. Trailblazers plus 4.5. Then Martin W. Green. Remember, Champions League today. Don't just look at those 8 games and go, oh, yeah, goal there, goal there. There's only one spot that even needs to be played for today. And then you got AC Milan, Salzburg. They'll both score because that's what they do. Then Benfica, their excellence is on the line. They have this humongous winning streak. We'll take them again on the money line at minus 140. Then I'm going to take the Phillies plus 1.5, minus 165. This is just a great spot. Home team. They scored a lot of runs last night. The crowd's going to be hyped. I love this play. And then one play from Maction tonight, Western Michigan, Bowling Green over 48. I would encourage you to watch Early Edge in 5 because we will have more World Series bets. And there's another MAC game tonight as well that we are looking at for that show as well. But now there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Maestro, the Guru, Martin W. Green, Jake the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. I am the coach. Tell all your friends you want to be someplace where you're included, you're valued, you're entertained, you have a good time, you get your day started right here. We love it at the Early Edge. Good luck.